From random stage surprises to insane stunts nobody should ever try at home. These are the most terrifying moments in America's Got Talent, starting with the Forest of Haunts, who knew the true meaning of a horror-themed performance. It wasn't Halloween, but this group turned the stage into a haunted arena from the very beginning. Their plan was simple, pure horror and suspense. And who was best to use as the contestants but the judges? Simon had to choose a balloon that would determine what would rain down on Sophia, a game of fates as they called it. All 3 balloons that Simon chose to be popped were full of golden confetti, and so he walked out of there feeling favored and lucky for saving the girl. But the Forest of Haunts had the last laugh. Despite leaving live worms on the judges' desks, the audience loved their performance. The worm part got me. They definitely left the judges with something haunting to think about, just like Arshia, who proved that nothing is more terrifying than innocence turned dark. It was the first time this shy 13-year-old girl flew out of India, and being on such a big stage made her nervous. And while she looked like just another Disney child during her introduction, nothing could prepare the audience for what she had for them. She'd gone from cute and shy to very scary pretty fast, and she was good at both. The audience was impressed, if not worried, for her safety, yet she wasn't done. It might have been a performance, but it felt like watching a horror movie play out live on stage, and it got even better. She left everyone entertained, and they all thought she deserved her own horror movie. She just landed herself a role in every exorcism movie made for the next 15 years. Arshia's act deserved a Hollywood film, unlike Andrew's piece, which should be technically illegal. If there's a page dedicated to things one should never try at home or anywhere, Andrew's performance should top the list because there have been many sword swallowers, but none like him. But swallowing 3 swords at the same time wasn't enough for Andrew. He had to raise the stakes even higher. And to remove them, this guy wasn't planning on doing it like a normie. The audience hoped that he was done, yet Andrew had one more piece of steel to risk his life with, a spear. In the end, it was the disturbing nature of the stunts that gave the audience a bang for their buck. This guy isn't just nuts, he's the whole Crackers factory. The reactions of Heidi and Sophia at the end were hysterical. Heidi especially didn't know what to say, and Sophia's "I don't want to see you again and I can't wait" line was next level hysterical. Andrew's stunts were crazy, but the next guy took it even further by playing his own version of Russian roulette with crossbows. Ever since he was a little boy, Jonathan always loved feats of danger, and although he's had multiple injuries from his stunts, he still wanted to create things that people had never seen before. And sure enough, nobody was ready for this. After testing the first crossbow on his partner, April, Jonathan had 4 more mounted on stands. With a genius water drip automated trigger system, the crossbows were meant to fire random bolts moving at over 120 feet per second at the target, which he would be standing in front of, all while wearing a metallic blindfold. He called it Blindfold Chicken with a crossbow.
Oh no.
One had missed, but there were 3 more. The whole act made the judges uncomfortable, but this seemed fun for Jonathan. Watching every step of the stunt was more disturbing to the audience than it was for him dodging the bolts. I've been in the audience of one Jonathan Goodwin's performance, and trust me, it's hard to watch. Jonathan was hard to watch because every move put his life on the line, just like Matt, who came dangerously close to losing his head. Just a year before this performance, Matt nearly died by drowning and hanging himself during a stunt gone wrong. Despite his wife begging him to quit, he was back, determined to face his fears head on. All he had to do was escape the straitjacket before the chainsaws split him apart.
Look how fast that water's going up.
And he doesn't know if it's the first or the second time?
And when things didn't go according to plan, the judges began to panic, thinking that maybe he'd become a little rusty. The thought that he wouldn't make it was in everybody's mind, but Matt chose to die another day. It could have been catastrophic, as Simon said, and perhaps he should listen to his wife, because they all saw the fear in his eyes during the act. Matt Johnson is the most consistently come very close to being killed or seriously maimed escape artist I've ever seen. Dodging chainsaws by mere milliseconds was terrifying, but the next act was unsettling for a different reason. It looked almost impossible to believe. All the way from Guinea, West Africa, this group stepped onto the stage with the dream of inspiring the youth. But they had a very twisted way of achieving this. The crowd was immediately drawn to their act, yet that was just the beginning. The audience was amazed yet conflicted, seeing the joy in the faces of these men as they pushed their bodies to the limits. Seeing the audience enjoying their performance, the Bonebreakers pushed their bodies even further, taking things to a whole new level. I saw them last night at a circus. They were absolutely amazing. They are so upbeat and energetic when they do their act. I was hyped watching them. I wish them all the success in the world. They did a trick last night with a guy holding a stick across his shoulders behind his neck, and the other guys literally twisted his entire upper body all the way around. That part had me shook. They all seemed like really likable guys having fun out there. While this group pushed their joints to the limits, the next guy, Zeno, tested his nose. Some performers have the guts to shove steel blades through their mouths, but Zeno, he decided to put his nose on the line.
He's not swallowing it!
Nobody knew what was going to happen next until they saw it come out of the other end. Despite the audience's shock, this was just the beginning of Zeno's act. He then called Sophia and Heidi to the stage for one more daring stunt. Oh yes, he did it. Most people can't even handle a cotton swab up their nose, but this guy, me too, I was, can't believe he did that. Zeno proved he had a nose for danger, much like the next group who loved risking it all for the thrill of the audience. Most people say love is a gamble, full of passion, danger, and uncertainty. Well, this couple took that a little too literally. Armed with knives, they came to the quarterfinals to show the world that their relationship wasn't just about sparks, but living life on a very sharp edge.
Okay.
When Alfredo put on the blindfold, the crowd was already holding its breath for Anna's safety, but instead of playing it safe, these two decided to raise the stakes. One wrong move and Anna would be toast, literally. But these were professionals with nerves of steel. And although they wrapped it up with a passionate kiss, for anyone seeing them for the first time, it wasn't love at first sight, it was love at first fright. OMG, this is so scary. They gambled with life on stage, just like the next two brothers who trust each other completely, just to make it through every performance alive. If there were a contest for ultimate brotherly trust, these guys would take the trophy, not only because their stunts are entertaining, but they're also so dangerous that without it, the act would fall apart. As if throwing knives at each other wasn't dangerous enough, they raised the stakes with blindfolds. It was obvious the audience was thrilled with this performance, but the brothers were not yet done. After After they were done and the judges had given them positive feedback, Simon acknowledged that what they were doing was very risky. And instead of taking it as a compliment, they invited him on stage for the full experience.
Oh my God.
One mistake and it would have been a bloody mess. No room for mistakes. It's nuts. They deserve the golden buzzer. This act had the audience on edge, but not like Olive's performance, which was so unnerving since nobody even knew who she was. This was one of the creepiest and most mysterious auditions in America's Got Talent history because you can't see Olive, but Olive can see you. She was invisible, but they could guess where she was, at least for a moment.
Look at the microphone!
Then all of a sudden, she was somewhere else.
In front of one of the judges.
Who?
And just as she had entered the stage in style, she left in style. As confused as people were, they were still impressed. Whoever engineered this needs to work as an attraction designer for a major theme park. Absolutely brilliant.